you have to pay to play, right? Now this is you know, it's one of the sad things of the music business, right? Because this is just kind of how the infrastructure was set up. You actually had to, and you didn't pay radio stations directly. You know, if you've ever been to the United States or you turn on the radio, you'll hear these promotions that say, get paid in the Escalade, caller number 5, you're going to win an Escalade, or we're going to pay your rent this month, or whatever. And you think the radio stations are so generous. But really what's happening is that there are record companies that are paying these promotional fees. Hey, you want to run a promotion and pay someone's rent. Hey, you want to run a promotion and give away this, et cetera, et cetera. Those promotions and advertisements are actually helping to get their favorite records or your favorite records or what turn into your favorite records, because you hear them all the damn time, right? What turn into your favorite records get played all the time. And so my interest was in trying to figure out, with this power that we had discovered, could we actually take a record from 0 to top 10 in the United States in the radio charts? And what we found is that new media actually creates a way to completely disrupt what we feel is the norm in terms of a business model, right? And so what we did is we actually navigated or pointed and directed everyone's traffic. People, because at the time, that's like the advent of YouTube, right? 2004, 2005. I was like an early YouTube pioneer. They sent me a T-shirt for putting up a bunch of videos on YouTube. I'm very proud of it. I still have it at my house somewhere. But in any case, we actually directed all the music video traffic to Cassie's MySpace profile. And what we saw was, not only did it actually navigate her to the top of the MySpace charts, but because of this ability for people to discover her non-traditionally, there was a certain feeling of organic discovery, right? People actually felt like, oh, I actually discovered this, even though we were manipulating them. But they felt as though they had actually discovered something, and what we found is that it created a great domino effect, and we watched her plays go from 20 plays a day to 200 plays a day to 200,000 plays a day. And we also watched the actual radio spins, which at that time, right, you had to pay at least probably 10, 20,000, whatever it was, to even get your record to about 500 spins. We started to see this record start popping up on radio for real. And so who calls me, right? This is a great story. I love this part of the story, right? So there I am. I'm in the studio. I'm doing a remix, etc. Yeah, you know, I'm living the life. Right? I'm doing everything. You know, I have a smoking girlfriend. You know, she's on MySpace. She's a #1 MySpace artist. We're turning the music industry upside down. I get a phone call, and the other thing is that, you know, I'm having fun with this too, right? So I had just finished my management contract with Puff Daddy, but I had been studying kind of how he worked in New York City. And so he has a street team. And so the way that works is, like, you know, you go to the clubs every weekend and you give a little money to the DJ, and the DJ plays the record like it's the hottest record in the world. He plays it like 4 or 5 times, right? So, man, so you're in the club, you hear this record, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, man, they're playing this record again. Okay, this must be hot. I'm missing out on something. Oh, this is awesome. All right. So one night, or actually a few nights, there was a guy by the name of Rich Dollars. You find in the music industry, everybody has nicknames. So Rich Dollars, right? I said, Rich Dollars, man, you know, you're still running around with Puffy, right? Yeah, well, listen, I got a couple dollars for you. Here's what I want you to do. Your name is Rich Dollars. I'll give you a few dollars. So what I want you to do is this weekend, everywhere you go with Puffy, I want you to grease the DJ. I want you to spin this Cassie record. I want him to spin it like 8 times, right? So that's what he did. Puffy was going to the clubs, and he's in Bungalow 8, and all of a sudden he hears this Cassie record 3, 4 times. He said, okay, we're tired of this club. Let's go to the next club. He goes to Marquee, whatever the clubs were at the time. The record's spinning 8 times. He's looking around, man, what is this record? What am I missing out? I'm the king of New York. I don't know what this song is. So in any case, I get a phone call the next day, which I was expecting, right? I get a phone call the next day. Hey, Ryan, I heard you got a new artist, and yeah, I heard the record's picking up steam, man. You know, I was out last night. I heard it a lot. Really? You heard this? Wow, it's really picking up out there? Yeah. Okay, so in any case, he calls me up and he says, yo, Ryan, here's the deal, man. I like what you're doing. I said, well, you know what, Puff? You taught me. You taught me get it hot in the streets, and people would call. And so not only have you called, but Jermaine Dupri's called, and Tommy Mottola's called, and everybody wants to have this project. And he says, well, Ryan, you know what, man, you know, I was your manager and everything. Let's keep it in the family, man. I want to do the deal. I said, well, you know what, you also taught me something else. You got to make me an offer I can't refuse. Right. And so he actually did outbid everybody for this project, and the project went on to be an experiment, right? This is a project, when you really think about it, it was a